Hello, and welcome to the Career Services Outlook training. While working at Career Services, we highly recommend that you use the Outlook application on your computer or laptop and not the Office 365 online version unless you really need to in a pinch. Also, if you would like it set up on your phone, you can reach out to Student Affairs IT to assist you with that. To find the Outlook application on the computer, you can do this several ways. You can go down to the search bar on your computer, type in Outlook and open it up, or you can just go to the Start menu and scroll down to O to find Outlook. For the first time that you log onto a computer where you have not set up Outlook, you will be prompted to log in with your VPSA email account, enter your password, and get that set up. You will have to do this on any new computer that you log into, but once you do it once, then you log back into that same computer, it will always stay logged in as your Outlook associated with your login to the computer. So the first thing you'll want to do once you've set up Outlook, besides of course look at your email and potentially some meeting invites that are already in there, is create a signature for your email messages. You can do this by going to File, Options, Mail, and Signatures. You will hit the New button. It will ask you for a title for your signature. You see that I have several listed over here, so I won't create a new one. Once you type that in and hit OK, you'll be prompted to type in the window below here. Make sure when you are done editing your signature that you hit the Save button, otherwise it will not save. You can see here that I have a main and a reply signature. They're slightly different. You can set different signatures to be on a new message or reply or forward over here. What should you put in your signature? Of course, it's a great idea to have your name, your role in the office that you work in. You can also include other information such as your major and or your graduation date if you want. Again, making sure to hit the Save button when you are done with it. You can also edit just by clicking into a signature that you've already selected here, and here again, you'll want to hit the Save button. All right, I'm gonna click out of that. So let's look at the actual functions of Outlook. On the top ribbon here, you can select New Email. Here is also where you will see the signature button at the top ribbon. You will see your different options, and you can hit the signature button at the bottom to navigate right back to that same screen that we were on before. You can see on this ribbon as well, you have the option to reply all or forward. You also have those options here, or you can double click on the email and do the exact same actions from inside. Something else you can do is flag a message, so you know that you need to look at it again. Here you can just mouse over the message, click on the flag. You can also right click on the flag, whether or not you have clicked on it, and go down to Add Reminder. Down here, let's say I need this information in 3 days. I can come over here, pick Monday, change the time, hit OK, and then no matter where that message is, on Monday, I'll get a reminder similar to other Outlook reminders, as you can see here, with that message content, and you can click on it and look at what it was. You can see this message is in a folder that I have set up. That is another great way to also organize your Outlook, is create folders. I have a few top level folders. I'd like to be able to see them all right here, but then if you click into them, there's a lot more in there. So that's a great way to stay organized within Outlook. I also like to have my calendar over on the right-hand side. That way I can see what's going on in my day without having to switch back and forth. To set that up, you'll go back to the top ribbon, hit View, go to the To-Do bar, and click Calendar. You can set other things as well if you prefer. So within your inbox, you will also see any meeting invites. They will look just like an email, except for up here, you will have the option to accept, tentatively accept, or decline. Once you click on it, you'll see a drop down, and you always want to hit Send Reply Now. You can click on Decline and hit Edit Respond before sending, which will allow you to provide a reason why you're declining a meeting. Once you have responded to the meeting with accept, tentative, or decline, it will leave your inbox, but it will go into your deleted folder if you need to find it again. And of course, it will populate onto your calendar. Speaking of your calendar, to access your calendar, you can do so down here. See, the envelope is your email, calendar is your calendar. Some people prefer to have 2 instances of Outlook open so that they can go between them instead of having to go between here. To do that, you can go down to your bottom ribbon of your computer, right-click on Outlook, hit the Outlook button again, and it will pop right up for you. So here you can hit calendar, and now I can go back and forth between my mailbox and my calendar. There are several things that you can do here, including setting up meetings and requesting time off with your supervisor. So different ways that you can create a meeting, of course, similar to email. At the very top left, you can hit new appointment. You will want to create a title for your meeting, and you'll want to invite attendees over here. You'll hit that button. You can search for the person that you want to invite. And then several other things you can do here is you can make this meeting busy or free. Generally, you'll want to keep it busy, which is the default. You can also change the recurrence of the meeting. So let's say I wanted to meet with Megan every Thursday, let's say once a month on the first Thursday of every month. I can do that here. I can set an end date, or I can send an end of occurrences. So let's say I only want to meet with Megan this semester. It automatically took me out a year. I don't want that, so I can go back and pick, let's say, the end of December, hit OK, and now it will tell you when that meeting occurs. You can, of course, select multiple people, and you can also, if you started this before looking at other people's calendars, you can go up here to Scheduling Assistant, and this will allow you to view all of the calendars simultaneously. You'll see over here is color-coded for how much availability the 3 of us have. So if it is a lighter color, that means we have a lot of availability. So let's say I want to meet next Tuesday. I can come over here, see what our options are. I'm going to pick this time, which it's not letting me do. Why? I don't know. We're just going to, oh, because it's an occurrence meeting. So look at that. Learned something new today. I've never done that before. So I'm going to remove these occurrences. So say I had not looked at this time, go back to Scheduling Assistant. I want it to pick Tuesday. I want to meet at 3. You can drag this to make it an hour or half hour. And then you'll hit back to the meeting, and this will update for you automatically. Of course, you'll want to add a location, specifically if it's a virtual meeting, and then you can hit send, which I will not do. You can also edit notes over here. If I wanted Keith and Megan to know something ahead of time, I can put it here, and they will see it as they get the meeting invite in their inbox. You can always come back and edit a meeting that you have created. I'm going to go ahead and X out of this and not save the changes. So let's say I created this one this morning. I can come in here and I can say I can't meet at this time anymore. I'm going to move it to 10. I can hit send update, and my meeting attendees will be notified. And again, not save the changes here. So let's go back to the top ribbon here. The home button will always get you back where you want to be. A couple of other ways that you can set up a new meeting without hitting the new appointment button is you can simply pick a time slot, double click on it, and it will pop up the same menu. You can also pick a longer time slot, do an hour, and then hit new appointment. You will notice it picked that whole hour for you. You can also create a banner, which is the ribbon at the very top where the date is. You can do that by either double clicking in here and typing there, or you can always hit new appointment and you can hit the all day button. That will automatically put it at the very top. You'll notice here, this is marked as free instead of busy, which is default for any banner images. I do not want to save my changes. You can look at your calendar by day, work week, or month. And if you get really far out, let's say I come out all the way to March 2021 and I don't want to scroll all the way back, you can always hit this today button up here and it will take you right back to the current day. You will notice I have a list of calendars over on this side. These are people's calendars I want to reference every once in a while. I have a few of them that I just keep up every day. and as well as rooms. So to add calendars here, we'll go back to the top ribbon. You'll hit open calendar from address book. You can search for the person by last name. You will want to check with your supervisor specifically who you want to add to your calendars and who you want to share your calendars with, which we'll talk about in a second. So I've searched for Megan because I want to see her calendar. I will double click on her name. She'll come up here. I'll hit OK, and it will open her calendar for me, as well as store it on this side so I can always come back to it later. I'm going to uncheck it because I don't want to see it. So the other part over here in the top ribbon is sharing calendars. As I mentioned, you will want to talk to your supervisor about who you should be sharing your calendar with. The default Outlook calendar permissions just show someone is free or busy. They literally say the word busy or show that nothing is going on. So you'll want your supervisor, of course, to be able to see more than that. So you'll hit the share calendar button. And let's say, well, Keith is my supervisor, so we'll keep him. Let's say I want to share this with my supervisor. I'm going to also request permission to view his calendar. I'm going to keep this checked. And you're going to select for details, full details. This will allow you and him to see more details than just the free busy, which is the availability only option that you see here. Then you will hit send. They will also get an email that looks like any other email and have the option to share their calendar with you, as well as accept you sharing your calendar with them. I'm going to click out of that as he already has my calendar. So we talked about adding people and sharing calendars with people. I mentioned rooms earlier over here. To add a room, so we book our interview rooms in various spaces around the office through Outlook, which is why you'll want to add rooms to your Outlook list as well. We'll go back to open calendar here, again from address book, and you'll have to type in VPSA Career Services, and you will see the list of all of the rooms. You will be told which rooms you should be adding, but they're always here for you to find at another time. As you notice, any calendars I've opened in the past will stay here. You can always right click on a calendar and delete it, which will remove it from the list of calendars that you have. We mentioned requesting time off with your supervisor earlier. So to do that, you will send them a meeting similar to everything we just did now. Some calendars are set up different, specifically for career advisors, which prevent you being able to do this all in a uniform kind of way. So you'll want to check with your supervisor specifically for what their preferred method is. Based on syncing with the Higher Redbird system, some advisors prefer, or supervisors prefer, that you send them an Outlook invite for 7 a.m. Other supervisors that are not syncing to Higher Redbird are okay with a banner invite. So you can either open a meeting, that wasn't quite 7 a.m., put in that you'll be out of office, 1 to 3 p.m., hit the invite attendees button, and of course invite your supervisor. If you want to do this as an all-day event, if you are asked to do it in a banner type way, you can either do the various ways we talked about creating banners, or be in here and just hit that all-day button. You may also want to put something on your work calendar that you don't necessarily want everybody that you just shared your calendar with to see. So you can make that appointment private. You will create a new appointment, and you will see at the top ribbon here where we looked at a recurrence earlier, you have the option to make it private. This will make it so that anybody else within the university will not see the contents of this. So I could say I'm going to the doctor's office, and nobody will know that that is what is there. You can also, within this calendar meeting, categorize things. So if you were to put your work schedule on here and your class schedule, you could make a color for your class schedule. I'm gonna pick, I already have the yellow, dark purple. I'm gonna hit okay, I'm gonna hit okay. Now, I'm going to change this to a class I'm taking, and I have it marked with that color, which you can always change here. I'm going to hit save, and then it's going to show up in that color on my calendar. You do not have to do this. This is personal preference as well. That is all that I have for you in this training today. Your to-do list items from this training are to add things to your calendar. So you'll want to input your class schedule, the times that you are working, whether they're in person or virtual. Make sure that that is clearly distinguishable on your calendar for your supervisor and anybody else reading it. My recommendation would be to list your schedule in the 7 to 8 a.m. time slot for office consistency. Supervisors may have different preferences though on how you should indicate your time in the office and if it's virtual or if it's actually in the office. So you'll absolutely want to talk to your supervisor first. When inputting a class schedule, don't forget that you can set the recurrence of the meeting to be every Tuesday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, whenever your class meets, instead of having to create a separate meeting for every single day. As always, don't forget that checking your email and attending meetings is an essential part of your job, and you want to make sure to open the Outlook app on the desktop when you first start working and keep a close eye on it during the day. The Outlook reminders are great for telling you when you're supposed to be in a meeting, and of course, responding to emails in a timely fashion is just great customer service. That is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the first ever Career Services Outlook training.